While Hollywood struggles to find its next big hit, one place is booming with cinematic ambition: the Cannes film market. As studios slash budgets and audiences reject franchise fatigue, insiders are turning to Cannes not just to screen films, but to finance the future of cinema. At this year's market, record attendance is defying industry downturns. The message is clear: if you're only attending one market in 2025, it has to be Cannes. According to the Hollywood Reporter's Europe Bureau Chief Scott Roxborough, the quality of deals, projects, and talent converging here has never been higher. Unless you're in Cannes, you're not in the conversation, he says bluntly.
Coming back and becoming a real part of the whole marketing and packaging. Because before, I think it used to just happen a bit more because the Cannes film market, perhaps bizarrely, is growing even as the industry is suffering. So I think it's the case that everybody is making the decision, if there's only one market I can go to, it has to be Cannes. The attendance, I think, is at a record high. The types of sort of projects that people are bringing here, both in terms of finished films, but also in terms of what they call packages, sort of ideas, scripts, and talent that they bring to sell, to pre-sell, so they can make the films. The numbers of those and the quality of them, sort of the quality of projects that we're seeing, are better than I think I've ever seen here. So I think the market in Cannes is also becoming even more important, as becoming, there's even more of a focus on it than there has been in years past, just because perhaps with the independent world, it's really difficult to get a film made unless you're here in Cannes, unless you can have contact with all the top financiers, all the top talent, all the top producers who are all going to be here.
But the market isn't just about glitz, it's about survival and reinvention. From 90% tax refunds in exotic locations to cashback filming incentives in Africa, Cannes has become the front line in a financial arms race to get films made. Eye-catching banners promise producers what major studios won't: flexibility, freedom, and real money. Enter Mark Iserlis, head of film at the Republic Investment Platform, who's helping lead a quiet revolution in movie funding. He points to Robert Rodriguez raising $2 million from fans, not studios, to produce his next slate of action films. As traditional funding models wither, fan-driven financing is rising. And Iserlis believes this is just the beginning. As AI slashes production costs and platforms like TikTok and YouTube redefine what distribution even means, Iserlis says we're watching a seismic shift. We're not just talking about red carpets and studios anymore. This is about influencers, causes, and audiences that are hungry for more than reboots and tired sequels.
Well, I've been coming to the festival for a few years, and it's been a really exciting time right now because we have a few great case studies that have just recently happened. Robert Rodriguez raising $2 million from fans to invest into his next slate of action films. Pressman Film also closing their slate of $2 million for developing their next films. And it's a very interesting time right now in the industry. I think people are looking for new ways to do things. So this is sort of offering a third new direction, a new channel for investment, other than just the high net worth individuals and the studio deals that a lot of filmmakers have to take, and sort of educating the market about it. You know, a lot of it's happening with the AI space, innovating production efficiency. We hear about YouTube and TikTok sort of really overtaking in the distribution space, and we're offering a new innovation here
The
for
market
financing.
is also responding to global currents. Stands from Israel to Brazil highlight how geopolitical shifts are shaping the stories we tell.
I think there was a
and
little
who
bit
gets to tell them.
of hesitation before the market when it came down to the tariff announcements, but I think people quickly figured out that that was a bit of noise and they're recalibrating. I think at the end of the day, these markets, while they used to be so hyper-focused on international sales, I think they're very much about tax credits these days as well. I think people are figuring out alternative ways to get movies distributed at the end of the day. Not just rely on a huge theatrical hit, but how can you eventize the opening of a movie? How can you reach fans in new and interesting ways? Even direct to fans, or even promotional strategies that don't involve a big celebrity on the red carpet. It could be an influencer or a cause-driven sort of message that really captures attention.
Yet amid this deglobalization, Iserlis sees hope. Audiences are craving something real, something bold. The next Parasite isn't 10 years away, it's already here.
I think everything is cyclical. Right now we are seeing a sort of deglobalized world in many ways, and that includes also the type of content that's made, but I think this year, even with the Oscars, with Anora and The Brutalist, we're seeing audiences finally crave something more than maybe just reboots and sequels. And as they're craving that, you're also having more breakout international films that do translate to the foreign market. So it doesn't have to just be a Parasite film the movie Parasite every 10 years. I think we're going to see more appreciation for those. And I believe that in this day and age, you sort of buy the dip, and you really get excited for what's coming next. And I do think that
in a world where major studios seem risk-averse, Cannes has become the last refuge for cinematic risk-takers, dreamers, and disruptors. And if this year's market proves anything, it's this. The future of film won't be dictated in Hollywood boardrooms. It's being negotiated right now in the crowded halls of Cannes.